They are taking our kids every day. I shout them in and no one has a thing to say. For those who have been isolated, don't be worried, you have a voice today. So listen up everyone, here is the story. Child Protective Services is real. CPS is what they call it. They want our kids because it fills a lot of people's wallet. We all think it won't be us. We say when they come we will be so tough. It all sounds good when there's no one to take them. But when they come, your voice gets to breaking. Stay calm, step away. CPS ain't taking no one today. We are educated. Stay calm, step away. CPS, you need to leave. I know the tricks up your sleeve. You can't do what you're trying to do. We have done our homework. Don't do a damn thing without a warrant. You no longer will steal our kids this way. Tiff and the Punisher have come for the calling. They are giving us the CPS warning. Their voice is loud and clear. We stop losing our kids this year. Tiff wants to fight the entire planet. She is tired of our kids being taken, god damn it. She's been fighting CPS for 30 years, bringing children home from this disgusting mess. The Punisher is screaming out loud, abolish CPS and tear it down. I want all our kids to come back. Look at all those kids' pictures held up like thin tags. Together we are stronger than we need. We will tear down CPS with high speed. We will do so much being together. Birds of a feather flock together. So watch out CPS, here we come. Picking you one by one. We promise to bring back the family and prosecute the caseworkers unhandily. So give us back the kids you have taken. Tiff and the Punisher sending you all on a vacation. The one with bars in the windows, and the only games you play are on Nintendos. Corruption in courts, here we come. We won't stop until it's done. You judges need to learn what you stand for. This is Tiff and the Punisher warrior, and we cry out to all of you out there. We need support for a cause that many don't care. All children are being stolen way too often. So CPS, we plan on doing the stopping. Stopping.
There it is. One of the best theme songs known to man.
That's right.
Yep. Have you been in your car yet, listening to that?
No, but it's getting nice out now.
Yeah, you'd be West Virginia on no time, streaming the streets of West Virginia. Roy, Susie, how are you guys? Good to see you here. Tax Over Lives in the house. Debbie Anderson's in the house. We got a bunch of people in the house. Did you guys happen to see the space people get taken down just a few minutes ago? Even though I thought they already were taken down. But I guess not. According to others, they say that that's not what happened. So, and then I heard also rumors that they had found Joe Biden's. Oh.
Is that Joe and Kamala Harris?
Yeah. I found a picture. I heard that he wasn't ever going to go get them. They found his. Oh, did you hear about the pardons too?
Oh yeah, I heard about the pardons. I heard about that yesterday.
Yeah, they were stamped, not signed, so they're no good. Bring them back.
I'm glad I didn't ask for a presidential pardon.
Oh my God! Imagine that you got pardoned, and you're like, yes, and then they come and get you and take you back. Oh my Lord! You can only imagine how awful that must be. I got the. Do you remember the video? I changed up the kid video a little bit that I have.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. Let me see if I'll play that for us here. Maybe in a minute. Oh, it's still rendering, so I can't. Never mind. I'll lie to you. But yeah, I was been working on that. Got that changed up. So what do we got in the news? Anything in the news?
Let's see.
Let's take a peek here. Let me get on my news flash machine here.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
We got CPS in the news. Let's check it out. Does anybody else know of anything that's going on in the news right now? I can't believe seeing the effects of what these foster homes and what they do to these kids when they get taken away. Like seeing that kind of firsthand and personally from what a person was or a child was to when they are now. It's pretty disgusting. I mean, they need to really do something and take heed to these reports that they have out that are telling them that the foster system isn't working at all.
Well, remember, they're brainwashed, right, to believe that their parents didn't care about them or their parents didn't want them or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
And then when you realize, right, no matter what state of mind you're in, that you've been lied to, they say you always take it out on the person that's closest to you.
So you take it out on your family when they come back home. Is that what you're saying? Because you don't get your kid back. That's
no, you don't. You get a whole different person.
Yeah.
And it's sad and it's heartbreaking. I was telling Darren before the show that in one of these groups that I'm in, it's local. They were talking about a lawyer here, and I know her. She's 5 cans short of a 6-pack. But anyway, this one person had the audacity, and I'm going to say that's my son's word. So, son, if you're watching, I borrowed your word. Had the audacity to say, they don't take kids away from good parents. And that struck a nerve. I said, not true. Those are the exact kids that they want. And then big, bold, black letters I put, you cannot sell damaged merchandise.
Yep. Yeah, unfortunately, that's it. Those are the ones that really need the help, too.
Exactly. Exactly.
I get into the coverage. This here says, check this out. It says, there's a growing emphasis on policies that support families and prevent the need for foster care, with some states enacting laws to make it harder to remove children from their homes.
Oh, yeah? What states are that?
I don't know, but that's from the imprint. Let's see. The imprint reports on the potential harms of over-investigating families, even when they're struggling with poverty. Let's see, what else did I just see that drew out my eye here? This one says a recent poll commissioned by the Bipartisan Policy Center found that attitudes on foster care are beginning to match established child welfare practice, but attitudes toward investigations do not. I don't quite know what that one means, but
yeah, I was going to say, what the hell does that mean?
I don't know. Let's read it again. The recent poll commissioned by the Bipartisan Policy Center found that attitudes on foster care are beginning to match established child welfare practice, but attitudes toward investigations do not. I don't know. It's
Oh,
Biden.
there's not more to that.
Well, there is. I'm just reading
Oh,
the headline. Um, let's see what it says here. Child recons with the harm of investigations. Let's see what else we got. BBC reports on child protection issues, including the rise in reports of child sexual abuse and the record numbers of children being held under restrictive deprivation of liberty orders. Record numbers over there in the Britain area. Listen to this one. The Guardian reports on a judge who returned a child to the care of their murderer father, highlighting concerns about child protection decisions.
that was an idiotic move.
Right? Jesus Almighty. The National Association of Counties reports on bipartisan child welfare legislation that passed in the U.S. House, including new funding for families affected by substance use disorders and improvements to child welfare legal proceedings. Oh, here we go. The imprint reports on a potential funding freeze that could impact child protection and juvenile justice programs.
Good.
There it is. And that's it for headlines for right now. Yeah, child welfare leaders alarmed by Trump's call to freeze. I guess that thing, the legislation was House Bill 9076, which would make a bunch of updates to Title 4B, many of which the ongoing county prioritized for child welfare system. So, yeah, there's a lot of stuff that's in the news, but we're not, again, they just keep it from us. They don't want to talk about this. They don't want this stuff to be out in the public's eye for some reason.
Yeah, I haven't been getting my emails from Child Welfare Gateway. Have you?
No, it's funny you say that because I just saw it here and I clicked on it, and that's where I'm in now. Let's see what's going on with them.
Unless Elon Musk fired them too.
You know what? He just goes around firing whoever he wants. It's no wonder, they're getting such a kick out of him on Saturday Night Live. Child Welfare Outcomes 2022 data released.
I might have to look at that.
Let's take a look. What do we got? All right. Okay, let's see what we got here. We got 1.4% decline in children re-entering foster care within 12 months of prior foster care episode between 2018 and 2022. 88.4% of children exiting foster care discharged to a permanent home. 25% decline in young children placed in group homes or institutions from 2018 to 2022. Let's see. It says here 51% of reunification rate, missing 1%, other 2%, guardianship 11%, emancipated 9%, adoption 26%.
I do not believe that reunification number. I absolutely do not believe that.
It doesn't even make any sense. When I get the real numbers, we'll do the math. Entries into foster care by type. New, 80.3%. They're going to gloat on this. They're going to gloat that they got all these new kids into child, you know what I mean? Put them in foster care. Woo, look at us. We stole all these new kids,
Yeah, and I told you once a month, Texas Department of Health and Human Services puts up a list of children that need to be adopted, their names, their ages, everything. It's like a meat market.
Yeah. Except for with the small children.
Yeah.
Wow.
When I get mine for this month, I'm going to forward it to you so you can see it.
Let's see what the child maltreatment numbers are here. Let's see what we got here. Nope, that's not it. Here we go. I can download the report too, so I can send it to you.
Thanks.
Yeah, send me that report, Darren.
But they really need to narrow down with these quote unquote codes and statutes about maltreatment, abuse, and neglect because they're so broad, right? Just smacking your kid in the mouth for talking back, they can consider that abuse.
Right, and that's just called discipline from where I was from.
Right.
So if you didn't run your mouth, you wouldn't have got hit in it. That's kind of it's kind of how that goes. One washes the others.
Yeah, and I tell people, you need to find out if you live in a corporal punishment state. Virginia is a corporal punishment state.
Virginia is, or West Virginia?
Virginia.
Virginia, okay. All right, let's see here. What's the craziest story you've ever heard? In your 30 years, what's the craziest story of hearing someone getting picked up by Child Protective Services?
Oh my God. I think the craziest one that I've ever really heard was that because the statute and code says the child has to have clothes, food, and shelter, right? It doesn't say it has to live in a house, that it has to have electricity and water right? So the craziest story that I ever heard, and this actually came from a lawyer, that somebody called CPS because a newborn and her mom were living on the Shenandoah River.
Well, that's
So
nice.
they called CPS and said that she was living in a tent. CPS went and took this baby. She had everything she needed for the baby. But thank God that she had a good lawyer, because the lawyer said, I walked right in the courtroom and said, who said, what law, code, statute, regulation, where does it say that it has to be brick and mortar? Nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
The baby is fine. She's got shelter. She has everything she needs for the baby, and the department had to give the child back.
Good. Well, at least the outcome was right. I don't understand.
That's because she had a good lawyer. That's why when I hear these stories about tents now, I'm like, it doesn't matter. It's shelter.
Jesus, Gunner.
What did Gunner say?
I'm not reading it.
Oh,
Gunner, is that true?
Well, to be fair, I gotta say this in response to Gunner's thing. When my son turned 15, I went to Sally, or where did I go? I went to the place in Spencer's, and I got him a blow-up doll.
Yeah, well, there you go. That's fun.
Yeah.
Wow. Did he put it in the front seat of his car?
No, but he popped her. Sorry, son.
Gunner says that that's a true story.
Well, hey, you know what? If your 13-year-old is going to be promiscuous,
yeah,
and you don't want her to get pregnant and get something that Ajax can't clean off her ass, then hey, you got to do what you got to do.
Gunner said they took the kids over that.
That's crazy.
Let's get this article up. Gunner, can you send me that article?
I wish I thought they'd have knocked on my door and said, Miss Wise, because you gave your son a blow-up doll at 15, we're taking your kids into protective custody. I'd have whooped everybody's ass.
Dildo gets kids taken. That's how I would write it. Dildo gets kids taken.
He said it's an open case right now. Get out of here.
I'll tell you what, if he has me going down this wormhole, because it's just being busting my balls.
No, he said it's an open case.
Continued son is stealing our sex toys. I found a dildo my mom's son's in.
Oh, she was using other house items. The kid was. Well, what's that got to do with the mom? My son used a shop vac one time.
Jesus almighty, Gunner. Detective. Who uses shop vac?
My son.
I bet that was quick.
He couldn't get the vacuum off. I said, you are so fucking stupid. Bitch had good suction though, Mom.
Yeah.
My son did some crazy stuff, I'm telling you.
Stuff that you open the door, you run right back, turn around.
He just did some crazy stuff, I'm telling you. He's crazy.
Right, differential. Domestic child torture.
What?
What is that? Domestic child torture, identifying survivors.
Is that what that's what they charged her with?
And seeking justice. No, this is a different
Well, Gunner, I don't know what that has to do with religion, but okay.
Let's go on with information. Anyway. Child Justice Center, huh? Where's the Child Justice Center?
Deidre wants to know if you can send her the link so her boys can come on and say hi.
Oh, sure. That'd be nice.
Yes, Deidre. And Gunner, what state did this happen in?
Yeah, Gunner, I want some proof on this.
Send Darren an email.
I want some proof up on this, man. Louis says I sound like my uncle.
Well, I already told you in one of our episodes, Darren, they ever try to come in my motherfucking house and want to go through my bedroom. I told you I was watching Criminal Minds, and there was a whole dungeon in this basement. They will never walk in another bedroom that's an adult. You believe that? And one of my customers owns the store, so I know I can get it.
Oh, wow. That's nice. Nice. That's awesome. That is freaking awesome. When am I getting the link for the show? Oh, shit. All right, here's Gunner. Gunner.
Okay. Okay, this story is breaking, is actually what it is. It was posted in one of the Facebook groups. It was posted yesterday about 7 o'clock, and I'll read it out of one of the CPS. It's actually from Parents Fighting Against.
Gunner, you got us playing in the background?
Hold on a second. Pause. Might be picking up some residuals. Hold on. Okay.
Here we go.
Sorry, fix that. So this was posted that this has just happened to this woman. This is my first post on here. It's Parents Fighting Against Corrupt Family Courts and CPS. She posts, but I need an Indiana lawyer that has faith in my case and story. Last February 2024, I was charged with vicarious sexual gratification of a child because I purchased an external vibrator for my 13-year-old daughter, whom was using stuff around the house. I have two girls, one that is 14 and the youngest is 2. I lost custody of the other jail and went to jail over this. I see my youngest and all this whole thing. So she's lost her job, her homes, her friends, her family, all over this shit. And you guys can go on there and read it for yourself. And she's asking for help. That she's basically at loss. She's been fighting it for a year, but been embarrassed. And what you were asking, Tiff, is why is it a First Amendment right violation? Because it's a right of your religion. Religion means your belief system is the way that is interpreted by the courts. They are forcing you.
I would go more like Roe versus Wade overturning. That's what this is about. Your body, the privacy of your body.
I think he froze.
Abstinence.
Oh, you froze. Say it again, Gunner. You froze.
Oh, there it goes. It's of religion. Here's why. It's your core belief system that you can pass on to your kids. This is where we're talking about where this crosses the line to where CPS is crossing the line into the family. This is a decision that parents get to make. You cannot force your religious beliefs on me, no matter what you think. If you believe that abstinence for a child is the way it is, and you're going to enforce that and use CPS of saying, no, we're teaching complete abstinence, almost purity culture type belief system up until 18, which is basically, and everybody should be pure and to wait till they're married and all that. You can't force that upon the rest of Americans. It's unconstitutional. My belief system is completely different. It may not be archaic. And once again, this is the mother with the daughter. It would be different, father, those different dynamics. But a mother teaching her daughter about her own body or giving her time to say, here's this and go explore. This is actually encouraged by child psychologists, gynecologists, and pediatricians.
Yeah.
He froze again.
Gunner, what's going on? Yeah, I mean, what do you think, Tiff, about this? Do you think that's I mean, obviously we know what you think.
I gave my son a blow up doll at 15.
This is CPS in this case, Brad.
I don't think CPS should be. I don't think CPS should be involved. Now that's the craziest shit I've ever heard.
Sure, me too. Facts.
Well, I think we should have Gunner get in touch with her and bring her on the show.
Oh, sorry, I'm having some technical difficulties. So she just reached out. I am going to reach out with her, and I did take and send her a message of that same thing of saying, guys, we have got to start looking at everything constitutionally. I cannot infringe upon your rights. You cannot infringe upon mine. The very basis that they're coming in and saying, well, this is a sexual gratification of a child. No, it's not. They're doing it them fucking selves. And if they would have listened to the facts, the kids they're using everything else in the house. It's not designed for that. We don't want them to hurt themselves. I can't stop them. This is that, and let alone, well, now hold on, let's spin the bucket. Now, this child's like this because of all the hormones and the fucking shit that you've been giving us in our food. This is your fault. This is called entrapment. The federal government gives us the poison and the hormones, and then causes early puberty and hormone spikes and all this other shit. And you're going to penalize me because the kid's horny out of hormones with their minds? How does that work? That's called entrapment.
And you know what, Gunner? If this had been a male, there wouldn't have been no problem.
listen, if it was a man going to his son and saying, listen, son, I know you got things going on, this and that, have some time to take care of this, but listen here, tugging it for a few minutes can save you 18 years worth of child support.
That's why,
Guys,
that's why my son had a blow up doll.
Yeah. And it's understanding these hormones that we're given. This is not natural. This is not natural. But at the same time, if this girl's 13, more than likely she has had several menstrual cycles that has gone on. We're talking scientifically. Now you're saying that men don't know. I'm a former, once again, first responder, EMT, firefighter from way back in the day. We had to have this training to respond to people, to treat people, and knew that there's only two kind of genders on top of that. Trust me, when you get there and you're there with the paramedics, that's all there is. And I hate to say that. And you have to treat them accordingly because they are different. When men and women are different biologically. But going into that, when you treat somebody, you go to the hospital, they're going to treat you accordingly. Even if you've had hormone therapy or this or that, they're going to have to. Now that's a change, and it's no different or treated any different than having a long-term disease like Graves' disease or anything else. That's how the medical community looks at it. It's an ongoing treatment thing that you want done because you're doing a metamorphosis is what you're doing chemically. But going back to that, your First Amendment, guys, that's a belief system, and you can't do that with children. You can't do that with you and me. We're supposed to have the freedom of choice on whether or not. That's like going in and saying, ultimate churchy type stuff and this and that this way. That's your beliefs. But once you get into the public, you can't do that. You can do it for yourself and do what's called boundaries and establish boundaries and parameters and everything else. Just don't look at it or this or that. But that society of everything sexual is gone. Of that misnomer of everything being hidden because there's too much information out there, and we are learning more. Listen, guys, we are learning more about the female body than we have ever understood. And this is a fact. And because look how far OBGYN has came, and even stuff that they knew is not true. Once they got in there, all the misnomers, follow that through the history, and let alone they're still learning about people. And now they're going to have to learn about people on this stuff.
How did CPS even find out about it? That should have never went outside the house anyway.
Well,
right. How did they even find out?
Once again, this comes down to one you're going to love, and that comes down to, going through a divorce, and this is something that was thrown up by the dad, is what she stated. But the issue is, this is between those two. This is nothing for them to mediate on how to raise their children. The state is not to get involved with that. There's no crime. Well, you've done this and that. It's not going to stop the kid from masturbating
or going out and having sex.
And we're having sex. Guys, we have got to act like fucking grown-ups with our kids, man.
Well, here's the thing. It is the state's problem because not only are the hormones in the food, they're teaching sex ed in kindergarten because I had to opt my grandson out.
And isn't it ironic, too? You can get books in middle school and everything else on sex and homosexuality, but we can't give them a vibrator to take care of the hormones and everything else in here of self-gratification. When did self-gratification become a crime?
Hey guys, Deidre's in the backstage with her kids.
All right, let her in.
Let's go.
Friend, we're coming in. Yay!
Hey.
This is Colton, my middle one.
Hi, Colton.
We're just at the air. Is Carter really in the bathroom? I think my other one went in the bathroom. He's too shy. He's like, Mom, I don't want to be on YouTube. I'm like, it's not that big of a deal. I don't think many people are going to be watching that know you. But no, see, we have a cute little Airbnb set up. We have their Xbox and everything. And then it has like a little kitchen and then a bathroom. But we come here once a month, every month. This is our thing. So we went and got haircuts and stuff. And then we're gonna go take him to this like trampoline place. It's like indoor jumping or whatever. Oh wait, my husband has to say hi, Tiffany.
Okay.
Oh, what's up, man?
There's Darren. Darren's there too.
Hey, Darren. Hey, what's up, buddy? How you doing?
He said, "How are you
We
doing?"
just kicking back.
Good. One day at a time.
That's all we can do, baby.
That's all you can do. The TV's probably too loud.
You hang in there.
Well, and my
You
other
guys-
child
you
is
guys-
Carter. Just pop out and say hi. Quit being silly. No. Oh,
Don't
well, I
forget,
guess that's
tomorrow
the
night we're on a field
preteens.
trip.
The preteens for you.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Tomorrow
no,
night
this
we're
is
on a
all they
field
do is game all day. All
a
these
wrestling
games,
helmet?
Fortnite and Roblox. I mean, I'm thinking, what the heck are you guys even doing on this thing? And this one is Roblox, but they're like just fishing, where they just catch fish.
See, that's a vibrator. I'm not using vibrators for any of that stuff.
But anyways,
Same
I
video
just wanted to
game.
come on and let you guys say hi to them, and yeah, maybe hopefully they'll be home soon permanently.
Yeah.
I hope so. Pray for that.
Alrighty, well, tomorrow night if you guys are available for my show,
We'll be there.
field trip.
That's right.
Yep, field trip, man. Field trip.
All right, well, I'm gonna go ahead and go, but thank you for letting us come on.
All right.
All right, I'll talk to you guys tomorrow.
Love you,
Bye.
man.
Say bye.
See you tomorrow.
Bye, bye.
Bye, guys. Have
Calvin, you
fun.
want to say bye? Oh, he said no, but anyways, bye.
Calvin, hang in there, man. You're doing
Hang
good.
in there, he said.
Of course.
All right, brother. We'll talk soon. Bye. Man, that's a good family right there that CPS is ruining.
Yeah. Okay, so Gunner,
Literally.
can we like get her to come on the show and not show her face if she doesn't want to?
That's something, like I said, I will be reaching out to her because it's definitely something we want to make aware of.
We hear the story first
Yeah,
here, brother.
I mean, well, and like I said, it's one thing reaching out. She's becoming more comfortable, as you can see, even her post of. She's been quiet for over a year because of the shame of this. I mean, can you imagine? This is something that should have been private between a mother and daughter. This had nothing to do with the father. This was nothing, and that was his beliefs or anything else. But the courts to get in and say, we're going to enforce that is not where the courts should have stepped at all. It's a gross overreach.
Where are the kids?
Well, the kids are with dad, according to the post. So this was a trickery, probably by, once again, guys, this is something we've uncovered before with divorce lawyers using CPS to leverage cases in marriage, especially with child support and and child support and custody matters. It's been more prevalent over the years and been proven that it was used by predominantly women on their side, whoever they had for custody. That was the number one thing recommended. Your husband's abusive, he's walked out on you, this and that, and just stirring the fires and the emotions, and that's not the way the systems is supposed to work. And I heard a really good story about a really good judge, and I think you guys will appreciate this. I know Darren will. That a judge came in for a divorce court hearing. They said, have you guys worked out an applicable thing to split everything up, come to terms to everything, and agreed and dealt with this and dealt with that? And he says, no. Well, I want you to go back and try and do it again. So then they come back and said, have you made any success? Judge turns around and he says, okay, listen, this is going to be the last time. You got one more chance to be equitable and fair to each other and work this out and come back and say, we've got it worked out, Judge, and act like adults, because here's what I'm going to do. When you talk about dividing assets, I'm going to give her the top of the kitchen table, but I'm going to give him the screws and the legs and everything else to the table. When it comes to your car, I'm going to take and make sure he gets the wheels and the lug nuts and everything else. You get the car. Or we can go even simpler, and I'll say he gets the motor out of that car. You get the transmission. If the judge has to decide, you're not going to like me because I'm going to be an asshole because this is stupid. Act like fucking adults. Do what's best for your fucking kids. And the next time I see you, you better have got this worked out. If not, I'm going to divide it my way and nobody's going to be happy. Both sides. The next time they came back to court, everything was settled. That's the way mediation's supposed to work and divorce court's supposed to work. Act like fucking adults. He says they didn't even have to have attorneys back then. They just got divorced. It was just being fair and equitable and get your emotions out of it. And here's the rules. What you had before the divorce is yours, and what you had during the divorce or going through it, we're going to divide evenly and equitably where both sides are satisfied. And you're going to have 50-50 custody and work out a parenting plan. You're going to help her out till she gets on her feet, but those kids are your responsibility. If they need anything, and any good father would turn around and say, it doesn't matter. I'll buy all the clothes. I'll do this. And when she's got the custody, she doesn't make as much. Okay, well, let me fill in the gap, but I don't need to be told to do that by the court. Was the way it was supposed to be done. The children were being taken care of, and they're both agreed to it. When the court got involved and made it a legal matter, they got an administrative fee for it that started lining the pockets of the judges. Exactly, their retirement funds. So now it was profitable for the state to have divorces. And then the state had a great idea, all of them. Let's go to no contest, no fault divorce, and just let them get divorced for any reason. And then that started a whole different thing. All about the motherfucking money. Never about the family, the kids, or anything else. And it's to get to the kids, program them, raise them, and destroy your family, because guess what? Then the government becomes their family. If you don't believe me, look at one foster kid is all you got to do. Just one. All his heritage, culture, all of it's gone.
Who had that feedback? It must have went through your headphones.
No, I got it in mine. That's why I was holding it back, because I was like, oh man, that was loud. This just goes on that. There's a lot of case law against this, but once again, this is CPS. They're interpreting the law, and they're not able to do this shit. They're off the fucking game. This is not for you. There's not been a crime. Oh, well, this under your definition and under your belief system, yeah. Under that, under my belief system, I'm educating my children. It's not like I'm holding it there for them. It's basically what Mom is saying. She says, I bought her something and go, here you go. Quit using the shit around the house. I got to cook with this stuff. Or this. Come on.
Oh, Jesus almighty.
I mean,
you guys seen the whisk?
turkey baster. Spatula.
Right.
Where's that hand mixer? Wait.
Yeah.
Why is the attachment here but the mixer's gone?
Yeah. Right, we lost it all.
Hey, guys, this is,
As a matter of fact, we don't have any utensils in the kitchen anymore.
and once again, this is part of raising children and getting them comfortable as children going into adulthood with their sexuality. This is normal parent stuff that we've all had to deal with, and we've all got our fucking stories of our kids of they're in the shower too long, or the socks are stiff as shit, or this is over here or there.
What do you mean the story of our kids? What about us? We were all kids once too, Gunner.
I mean, shit, you all got it made. You got everything
Elvis
digital
towel.
and everything else. We were lucky to get the Sears catalog and get the underwear section.
Yeah, man, you go to school. Yeah, you go to school. I tell you what, I love that Sears catalog or National Geographic.
The bad part is,
Yep,
it
National
showed we
Geographic.
all had some serious issues because all of it was granny panties and bras. Ooh, that's hot.
I know. You
No,
love the
it's not.
Halloween. The Valentine's Day issue. Yeah, the Valentine's Day issue that come out. You know, they got a little lacy on there, and then you're
Oh,
all
yeah.
excited.
Look at that.
I'm getting that catalog first.
Oh, the special
Mhm.
edition when they sent out later of the Intimates special for ladies only.
Yeah. Mhm.
What are you
So
laughing
did-
at, Tiff? You know
Everything
you
went
still
down
probably got
past
those
the knee.
catalogs sitting in the fucking shed. Don't laugh at
Oh,
me.
if we
Who's
have
ordering
the catalogs, or they're like phone books around here. We use them for burning on the grill. So did the judge give the dad custody, or did CPS take them and give dad
No,
custody, transfer custody?
well, that's what I've got to get more details before I can speak on. All I know is, as of now, according to that post, dad has custody. CPS came in and took them from her, and she's been dealing with it over a year, and she's actually looking at, I think, almost a criminal charge on it, or it could be just a civil.
For what?
Well,
Contributing to the
again,
delinquency of a minor?
well, no, actually, according to what she had posted, um, actually, it had said something in here with charged with vicarious sexual gratification of a child. And I'm over here, I'm like,
But she's not. No.
once again, not like she's holding
We're
it
gonna
for
stand up
her
for this
kid,
lady.
is what they're saying. But
Right.
this is two different
I know.
religion systems or belief systems of raising children. This is why, guys, you have to watch who you decide to have children with, and make sure you have that conversation of how you're going to raise your children. This
Right.
is a conversation before you ever have fucking kids, that half of you don't. And that's something you need to come on. Are you going to raise them Catholic and you're a Baptist? Or where are you going to go with this? Where are you going? What core system are we going to go with? Are we going to learn as we go? Is one going to go through? I mean, because all of this goes into the upbringing of the child. And at the same time, others say, you know what? I want to expose them to it, add to some options, and to understand that there are certain things, and this is our belief system, but they're entitled to choose their own belief system. And that's the way you're supposed to be raising American children. Make your own choice, your best informed decision. And that's not what's happening, because now CPS is coming in and saying, parents can do this, but you can't do this. This is abuse. You're crossing the line. Well, she's only a little girl. If she's menstruating, she can take and reproduce, dumbass.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get to some fucking common sense here. That line doesn't cross.
They're saying now that girls are starting their menstrual cycles at 9.
Oh my God.
Because of the hormones in the food.
The milk, man. The milk.
My little 11-month-old grandbaby, when I saw her the other day, I said, Sophia, you need a training bra. That's what you're getting for your first birthday.
Listen, and a lot of it here too, let me explain something too. We're the only country that sexualizes breasts in the entire world. Every other country looks at the breasts of women as those things that nurture and are for reproduction and the baby. It's only here in America that we have that stigmata. And that should tell you something.
There are new beaches over there. The women walk around topless all the time.
People have a fit when mom's taking their breastfeeding their baby, and bam, right there, and people get fucking crazy. Then I'm like, you gotta fucking eat too, don't you? Do you know that's better than, well, why don't you just give it a bottle or this or that? Because I don't want to. This is what the Creator gave me. This is natural. They're getting their vitamins. They're getting their immune system.
Yeah, but the Bible says that you're not supposed to do it. The Bible says don't do it.
Don't do what? Breast?
Masturbation.
Okay, so we switched from breastfeeding to masturbation. Okay.
Yep. Well, I was reading our comments on the side here. So, but yes, go back to the breasts, because that's where National Geographic showed all the breasts and all that good stuff. We saw all that
We
shit.
look at it, and everybody went crazy on National Geographic back in my day in the 80s, when you got a colored magazine of tribal people. Tribal people living out spear chucking shit and with only arrows and shit. This is what they do all day, and it's hot as fuck.
A topless woman out there just making spears.
Oh my
what better
God.
does it get?
And we're just over here like, oh my God, we're appalled. Now National Geographic is promoting pornography. This is the human fucking body. It's how we teach and raise our children, and the perspective we're given to respect it. It's on how we're raised. If you've got a group of a bunch of people giving in to, say, all the different things of this and that, well, they're confused. Well, the question is are they confused? Or are they being brainwashed? I mean, this has been known on for cross-dressing and doing this and doing that. I mean, all throughout history.
Right.
Boy lovers. I mean, the Romans were known as it. I mean, the Spartans used to make fun of them for being boy lovers and poetry and whimsical and all that other stuff. That was known during Greece. I mean, it goes through all throughout history. But it goes back to the way you were raised and how you perceive things and your respect for yourself, your body, and your fellow man. And being in a modern society with a constitution we have, we should be able to be, and once again, it's not about the perversion of it. Approach it from a knowledge basis. Because here's the other thing. Do you know how many people that went through purity culture? You know what the number one complaint I hear from those? I knew nothing about sex or relationships before I ever got married, and now I'm with this person and I'm miserable. And that's why people say, well, spice things up in the bedroom, or do some of these things because you're with. And some people, they go through their whole marriage and know about 3 positions. Myself, I don't know about you guys or our audience, but my game is a whole lot different from that. That's very like A-B. You're starting in very young and you're stupid and you don't know what you're doing. And the best part about getting married that they don't teach you is learning your partner's body. That we're 2 become 1. You should know your partner's body and everything else being married inside and out. And that's something your children should be seeing. That there's attentiveness.
To a degree, Gunner.
Yeah, to a degree, not the sexual act, but hold on.
Right.
Let's go back not even 100 years ago. We had 1 room buildings, that we had houses that we all came from. 1 or 2 bedrooms, and the kids knew exactly when mom and dad were getting it on. They were kicked out, but if mom and dad wanted to roll the hay at the night, the kids were there. They all shared a room. That's just the way it was.
Yes.
That's history. But once again, now I get that a lot of people are rolling over going, oh my gosh, that's crazy because, grandma and grandpa or great grandma and grandpa rolling over. That don't sound too pleasant.
That'd scare them away.
Yeah. What we got here? Vinny's got something. Something about the main wire. Hold on, Benny, I'm getting to it. Waterville counselor resigns abruptly, citing health issues, exaggerated. Yeah, I'm tongue-tying. Exacerbated by Trump election. In other words, we're having mental health issues because of Trump got elected. And wow, yeah. So we're seeing a lot of mental stuff like that. And then let's see, Benny's got something else here.
I think Benny's losing.
There's a possibility Mike Pence has hanged himself at Gitmo. Navy physician said Pence was dead. That coming through. What is that? Reuters. Mike Baxter posted that under. That's
crisis here.
A different law. Yeah, they're watching you right there. Yeah, I mean, guys, a lot of this comes down to is gross overstep past the 4th Amendment into our home, is what it comes down to. And it's just the bottom line of it. And it's got to stop, because that's what freedom is. That's what it's supposed to be. But when you get to that point, I mean, that's like Tiff going to jail. I mean, what are you going to do? I mean, Darren, I mean, you get busted for going to get a rigid, going down to Home Depot and getting a rigid wet dry back for your kid. And all of a sudden that's sexual. You went to Home Depot. I mean, come on, we make movies on this stuff, making fun of it. I mean, how many times you've seen in movies with comedies where something's stuck in the zipper or stuck in the in the vacuum? I mean, something about Mary, you've got the goo in the hair. I mean, come on, guys. It's part of this, but a lot of it we take so seriously, though.
Well, it's the purpose. Listen, that's our purpose. Our purpose for being here is to reproduce.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it. That's why we're here. Everything else is second to whatever. Our purpose for being here is to reproduce. Everything that's here, Try not to ruin the movement. Conspiracy.
Yeah, we sift through, understand God, Kratos, Goddess Kratos. We do.
That's our number one
Sometimes
thing.
we will take and read some of the conspiracy theories, and one just to kind of laugh at it, because sometimes some of the stuff out there, they slid way out in the middle of somewhere, like, oh, this person's this, and we're like, yeah, okay, more misinformation and entertainment. Guys, sift it, and we find it funny when we look at it, because we know half the time with stuff we see posted on social media or the news, we look at it, we go, especially Gen X, hey, you're full of fucking shit. You're lying your ass off. I mean, come on, really?
Everything that comes out of this station, everything that we say is fact. Check it yourself, but we pride ourselves on the fact that we don't say anything unless we know for it's 100%.
Yeah, and we had a good laugh at it. Once again, this is cutting edge news. We'll use those terms, or this is unconfirmed. We try to stay with more of the confirmed in our show basis. I believe that's where Darren's kind of taken us. And so, like I said, we're going through a lot of those things, but staying on the focus of CPS. Basically, the very presence of CPS is a constitutional violation from start to beginning. You don't have any business in the home. If a child's actually been harmed, good. That's what we have law enforcement over there for. And Darren, correct me, am I wrong? Is not child endangerment and child neglect, are those not classified under felonies and misdemeanors under the criminal code?
I'm pretty sure, but it's funny how nobody ever gets those, right? Because we don't have enough evidence, or we don't have enough this, enough that. They couldn't get them in the criminal courts, so they had to put it in these food courts, these family courts, to try to get you that way. And that's it.
And then the belief system of the new one is, we believe every child, which also means we believe every child, but we don't look at the facts. Hey, I've been, this, that, and all that. Oh my God, what a horrendous story. Hey, let's do a physical. Person's never been touched, but we believe the story. Are we that fucking stupid? I mean,
we're not. They are.
I know, but I'm serious. But you look at half of this, and the judges, as you listen to the shit that they're spewing, though, while you're sitting in court. I mean, you guys have been there. You're sitting in court, and you're sitting here shaking your head. I go, are you seriously just that fucking ignorant that there's no common sense in this court? What goes up, down? I mean, if this has happened, it's called cause and effect. There's evidence. I mean, there's this. Otherwise, at the same time, in any court of law, which once again, these aren't courts of law, these are administrative courts, and they're overstepping their powers, is you're supposed to have a legal way of doing it and due process. In other words, if it's true, I have a right to be held not before an administrative judge that's not elected, or a magistrate that's not elected. These are appointed officials. They're not even legal because they're not elected. They're appointed. When it comes down to that particular thing of their power and overstep their power of, and this is the big argument today, is these administrative judges are administrative under the president. They are not under the judicial branch of government. They're two separate roles, and that's what they're trying to do as administrative judges, which they're not judges, is I want to play like the big boys, but you're not. Because if you were, you'd go to jail for 90% of the shit you did. That's why you're not a federal judge, and why you should never be a fucking federal judge, because that's what you call crooked. But you don't care, because guess what? Buys the next Mercedes, BMW, right? The vacation home, the multiple homes these judges and magistrates are getting rich off of. Or wait, let me send an order up to the president himself that you can't do that. There's the beautiful one.
Anyway.
I mean, you guys have seen this change in our lifetime. I mean, I know you have, Darren. I mean, in our kids, the way they're raised, the things we have to encounter. What do you guys see? I mean, what have you seen over the time, how things have changed?
Well, Tiff has decades of children raising. She got grandbabies. She got babies. What have you seen? What do you see different?
Well, let me tell you, I'm not changing, and I'll whip their ass in front of God and everybody if they cut up at the grocery store or at the restaurant. So I'm not changing.
All right. So Mike Pence is not hanging himself.
You're right. I just looked it up too, and I couldn't find nothing.
It's a lot of, and I guess to bring that up too is, guys, double check your sources, triple check them, make sure they're verifiable. There's a lot of misinformation of people saying we are the right information. They're even copying symbols of other companies, news stations, and if you look real close, there's one little change which makes it false, and they're produced in other countries for misinformation. And guys, sift, educate, knowledge, research, make your own decision. It's just as simple as that.
And on that note, what you thinking? Have a good night.
Have a good night.
Have a good
Sleep
night.
tight. Don't buy vibrators for your daughters to explore their sexuality. Your CPS will take your children. Overreach of your belief system.
Give your kids their time in their bedroom by themselves. Let them do that stuff when they, make sure that you don't ever make fun of them or anything like that. Make sure you always give them their private time and do their things. That's the most important part. Don't embarrass them for something that they're trying to learn and trying to be. You got to be
educated.
That's right.
Educated.
Turn it up. Turn it up.
Turn the radio up. Turn the radio up when you're doing that, or like something.
Baby.
Just don't run up my damn bills, damn it.
Power's going way up. Let's go, Brandon.
The damn water bill's a hell of a bill to pay every month. Who takes a 3-hour shower?
5-minute shower. All right, everybody. Have a good night. We'll catch you all tomorrow night. Same time. No, tomorrow night we're on a field trip. 8 o'clock. We'll be there. So, till then, we'll see you guys tomorrow night.
They were to be something that stays. But now things are so corrupted, they're taking our rights away. Hey, Uncle Sam, where did you go? I called Washington today, but nobody's home. We all want to stand for our freedom, but nobody wants to do it today. Can't you see time is a waste and the Constitution we love is fading? Make no tread on the reality, or the USA will be the next casualty. We are here for freedom, those we will protect. Unite for the values we cherish, but watch everything perish. Our men have fought for our freedoms, many women have too. Their blood spilled upon the ground, with the news many frown. They paid a price that many won't pay, now we are letting their cause fade away. The graves are being neglected by the actions of so many deceptive. The freedoms they fought for in every world war, conflict or mission, so many stayed behind signing petitions, while those awake dying were there to protect them. It's time to wake up in the USA. We are all slipping away into the darkness we once ran from. It's getting worse every day. Now they are taking our children more and more every day. No soldier ever fought for taking our children away. This is not why they bled for our freedom. They didn't die for some cheap pay. We all need to come together and fight this corruption, and it starts today. We need to wake up America, go back to parades, remember true family values, laugh again as children play. These are the things we fought for, 200 years strong, but now we're losing all of this. Don't tread on me does exist. So rise up and be strong. We don't have to go along. We need to push back now, like our forefathers did. It's time to bring back the way it was, when families lived together, all that mattered was love. It's not always easy to take back what they have grabbed. With all of us together we can do it, two loving children and mom and dad. This is our country, it's called USA. So many have fallen, say don't tread on me today.